Thank you, Mohit, for a job well done, and not just the last year as our president, but for your many years of service to this esteemed organization. Most distinguished and honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, when they asked me to take this job, it never dawned on me I wasn't going to get to drink at the dinner. But now I've figured that out and it's too late. But I'm sure it goes without saying, when I came to my first Liverpool Cotton Association meeting as a guest of Wheel Brothers and Stern many years ago, wide-eyed and probably a little confused. But like Mohit and probably Ahmed and others before me, I never imagined I might one night stand at this podium. I was here then, as I am now, charged with trying to help navigate a way forward. And then it was at the direction of my business partner, Phil Canale, as our firm, Eastern Trading, was forced to move away from trading entirely with domestic U.S. mills and towards becoming exporters of cotton, as well as trading foreign growth. Tonight it's with honor, with privilege, and with gratitude that I accept the responsibility of navigating the ICA into the coming year as your president. I have to admit I feel a little funny suggesting somehow that I'm indicative of progress, but indeed that appears to be the case. The last 5 years have made it clear for all to see that the International Cotton Association is not just the Liverpool Cotton Association with a broader and bigger name, but indeed it now lives up to its name and is international, and that the membership, the officers, and the staff have fully embraced the directive of a very forward-thinking and strategic leadership team a number of years ago. Most of them who help us take this giant step are still here with us tonight, and as challenging as the change and honoring their directive has been, we owe them all our thanks for their perseverance and their foresight, for the association is better for it. If you allow me to include myself, our last 5 presidents have come from 5 different continents and 5 different companies. Sort of, anyway. If you want a tale more interesting than Jason Bourne or James Bond, ask Antonio Esteve where he's from. Regardless, though, for tonight, he's from Brazil, as he's been there for 30 years, and I need South America as my 5th continent to make my argument a little more convincing. Our board also is drawn from across the globe, and it directly resembles our membership, a very valued membership that is made up of players from every segment of our industry and absolutely every market. In trying to figure out what thoughts I might share with you tonight, I stumbled across a speech that a friend of mine sent my wife and me. It's a graduation speech that was given recently by a guy named Tim Minchin at a university in Western Australia. And well, my guess is you haven't seen it. It's available on YouTube, and I'd fully recommend it. In listening to his thoughts, I found heaps of good advice for any of us, including me, your incoming president. Mr. Minchin speaks of the need for the passionate dedication to the pursuit of short-term goals and the need to be micro-ambitious, as he called it, and I couldn't agree more. As your president, I look very forward to focusing on, with your help and support, the task at hand and the challenges that we see just in front of us. Oftentimes, I think we stumble as we try to look too far ahead and find ourselves unable or ill-positioned to handle immediate and timely challenges. Don't misunderstand me. We'll work hard this year with one eye on both, the not-so-distant future and the more distant future. But I think, as all of you already know, the role of president is probably best described as doing one's best to expect the unexpected. I fully anticipate and hope to participate in vibrant and meaningful discussions surrounding mediation and how it might play a role in the dispute resolution process. And talking to Ray Butler, and I thought he was going to be here when I threw his name in there last month, I looked up the definition of mediation, and it read quite simply, intervention in a dispute in order to resolve it. As the world's leading cotton arbitral body, that sounds to me like something we might be interested in. The ICA has played a role in the potential launch of a world cotton contract, which we'll hear more about from Tim Berry tomorrow, and it will continue to. I spent time in June in China meeting with various organizations, including CIQ and the Chinese Cotton Association, discussing bale packaging and a way forward there that serves the entire industry. If that issue arises, please know the ICA is prepared and ready to address the issue. Our president and our managing director made many successful trips, as Mohit said, including trips to Korea and Taiwan. I hope we can build upon last year's successful efforts in similar fashion. Price fluctuations tend to increase the weight load at the ICA, but please know that the ICA stands ready. All of our arbitrators have participated in enhanced educational efforts and have passed additional exams to offer assurances to the entire industry of their preparedness and to strengthen their individual skill sets. The ICA has established a POC. You know we like acronyms around the ICA, and this one stands for the pool of chairmen. A member of this group will now chair each and every arbitration. This group was selected based on their dedication to the arbitration process, their willingness to serve, as well as the strength of their qualifications, and the POC has worked diligently to improve the process and maximize the efficiency and the quality of the efforts of each tribunal. In other words, your ICA leadership at every level is on the job. In addition to plagiarizing Tim mentioned tonight, I'd also like to steal words from another speech given by another YouTube sensation, our past president, Mr. Mohit Shah. There's a volume of ICA content available in various formats, including YouTube, and if you haven't seen Mohit's speech from last year, I'd encourage you to watch it. But as he said last year, whilst we carry out these initiatives, we can never lose sight of the International Cotton Association's reason for being and its guiding principle of contract sanctity, which has served this association well for its 172-year history. It is incumbent upon all of us to follow and uphold these values, no matter how difficult times may be. And thanks for echoing the same sentiment again tonight, Mohit. Thus, regardless of other initiatives discussed above, please know that contract sanctity and the goal of a safe trading environment will be what will guide us as we move forward this year, or in other words, as I often like to say, the more things change, the more they'll stay the same. Our mission here will remain unchanged. Again, I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight and during the year ahead. As y'all all know, our forest lost large and mighty oaks this year in both Mr. and Mrs. Frank Wakefield. And in the spirit of one of our greatest success stories, Mr. Wakefield, I hope that we can make the coming year about praising what we appreciate and the good we're truly about our ideals and our commitment to our 172-year history. I will also ask that you share your ideas and your voluminous industry experience. Not only is it welcome, but I also realize it may be very well necessary, and I know that I will need it. I look forward to working with John Mark, with Jörg, with the board, with our past president, with the staff, and all of you in the 12 months ahead. In closing, I'd like to ask you to rise and drink a toast to both the State of Dubai and the International Cotton Association. Thank you and good night.